Okay. So we got some of our teammates here, some of our members here. We got Michael and we got Leonard, and we're gonna do our market forecast for this week, right? We haven't done it, and they're gonna help me out. Um, Amazingly, gentlemen, I already did one for IWM, so this is easy right here, right? IWM, but let's just erase all this stuff out of here. Let's just erase all this stuff and start over, right? Just start over. I did a two-part here for this one. All right, you guys know how we do it. Straight to chart, right? First thing is the chart. First thing is what we talk about. What does the candle tells us, right? So, and candle in relative to the volume. So this candle here, right? What is this? What does that look like? I don't know. Somebody help me out.
Hanging man.
Yeah, it does look like hanging man. We know the hanging man is usually like a reversal, right?
Right.
But for this one in particular, look at the volume. The volume just took off, right? It just shot up. So it doesn't resonate with, right? A hanging man. Well, we know what a hanging man, right? So hanging man usually is an indication for bearish signal, but the volume here is indicating that it's bullish. And look at the CCI. The CCI is like definitely going up. So what would you guys think this is gonna do for early next week? And things to consider, right? One thing to consider that, and we have support here. I mean, we have resistance right here, right? We know this. We have resistance at 174, 176 roughly, right? It's kind of, let's go up here. So again, looking at the candle, the volume, and the CCI, and even the stochastics, right? What will we say that this will do on Monday or early next week? Up or down?
Up.
Yeah, all right. So we'll say that it's going to test this area here. So we're going to go to 175. Right, we're gonna go to 175.49. We're gonna say it's gonna test here. And then we just gotta see what it does thereafter with the volume, right? And what the CCI does. But we know we have about 300 companies reporting earnings this week. I mean, not this week, for this month, right? That would be crazy if they all reported earnings this week. But we had the banks started off. We're gonna have the banks next week, and then we have Megatech on the end of the month, right? Month of July. So just looking at the indicators itself, volume, we had a hangman, right? The CCI is trending upward. Clearly, like as Michael just mentioned, it's going to test that 175, 175.30, 175.40 area. And then the volume is going to tell us, if it's going to continue to go up or down, right? But looking at IWM itself with this, yeah, Russell 2000, I will probably forecast once this is tested, this is small cap, right? I say it's going to come right back down again, right? That's what I would say, right? But we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Because here we have accumulation. It's advancing right now. I don't think it's finished advancing. It's going to advance, then it's going to distribute, and then eventually it's going to decline, right? As we saw here. We had accumulation, it advanced, it accumulated, distributed a little bit, decline, and the process began all over again, right? Same thing here. Distribution, decline, accumulation, advance, right? We know this. So that's our forecast for IWM Russell 2000. Again, it is 175.49 for the upside, and then we say it's going to come back down to 171, right? We feel good about this one, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about this is the Dow Jones Industrial. So as you guys can see here, though, we didn't remove these, right? So last forecast, right? If you guys go back to where we talked about the last forecast we had, we said that the Dow Jones Industrial was going to go to 309.14, and it did, right? Actually went lower than that, so that was a successful trade right there. But looking at that was last week. We made some money off that one last week. But looking here, though, doesn't this look very, very similar to what we're seeing right now with Russell 2000? So what would you say this is going to do next week? Michael? Think it's gonna go up a little bit more?
I think that it's going to continue to advance, and there's a gap that hasn't totally been filled yet. To the left.
Yeah. Yeah, the gap hasn't been filled. That's something to consider, right? That's a gap that's all the way up here though, 320. I personally don't think it's gonna fill that gap now. So I think it's gonna test here, this resistance area. We know the CCI has just crossed over 0. And just like the Russell, right? I think it's gonna come back down, right? I think it's gonna come back down to retest this area right here, right? So that's what the Russell, or the Dow Jones Industrial. So let's look at the Qs. This is our forecast for last week, right? We said they was gonna go to 287, which it did. It went lower than that, right? So that's success. We made money off that one easily, right? It distributed, it declined, it accumulated up, right? Leonard, what do you think of this one? Does it look like the Russell 2000?
Sure does.
Yeah,
Following the pattern of the previous two predictions, two predictions that we just looked at.
yeah, exactly, right? Same thing, right? It's gonna test this resistance area, right? Distribution here, distribution. It's tested it once, twice. It's gonna do the same thing again, right? It's gonna test it, and we're gonna see what it does after that. So the forecast, the mini forecast for this one is like 295.46. And again, I'm definitely thinking that this is gonna go down. But the candles, right? The volume is gonna tell us this upcoming week, right? But the forecast is here too. We're gonna look at 295.33, and then we're gonna reevaluate at that area. But I'm thinking it's gonna come back down, right? What about S&P 500? It looks the same, right? All of them look the same. All of them look the same, right? So can we safely say that it's gonna go up to test this area once again? Can we say that? It tested this once, distributed here, distributed here. Can we say that?
Yeah.
So 389, 78, and possibly, right? Possibly coming down. That's a gap right here, right? To fill this gap, right? Possibly. That's a slight little gap right there, right? And I'm gonna go to August here for this one because again, Megatech is reporting earnings, right? And Megatech makes up I want to say 46% or 49% of S&P 500, right? And I don't think,
Right.
yeah, I'm not really convinced or really believe that they're gonna have stellar earnings, right? So I think that after earnings, we're gonna see the S&P 500 just come back down a little bit, right? So this week, right, short, we're gonna go to the forecast being 390, but eventually at the end of the month, early August, they should test 379 again. But we'll see what happens, right? So that's the forecast for the week. Easily took us a few minutes to do that. Again, we looked at the candle, look at resistance areas, support areas, the CCI telling everything stochastic, right? So we're gonna stop this recording here.